Yeah, and I mean, coming up next, we have a phenomenal match. This is the second most exciting or match that I've been most excited for. I mean, Noni versus Idra, the Civil War is going to be going on tomorrow, and JF versus White Raw. But today, I am super pumped to see Fenix versus Mondragon coming up right now. Map order is going to be the same as before. Let's just jump right in and start talking a little bit about Fenix. He's the only race picker left in this tournament, and he is phenomenal at the matchups that he plays. I mean, we saw him dismantle Cole last week, and Cole, as you know, he's a pretty good Zerg player, right? Fourth at the first WCG he played in, I believe. First in Germany over Mondragon. I mean, an absolutely amazing Zerg player, and Fenix took him out 3-1.
Right, and for everyone who tuned into that cast, the thing I've got written down on my note about him, about Fenix, is he has the best adaptation I've seen in the TSL thus far. Because the game on Andromeda, he just got basically steamrolled by 2 Hatch Mutas, and then every game after that, he seemed to shift how he played. I don't know if it was conscious or unconscious, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that was a conscious decision to become more aggressive, and it really worked. So I've never seen someone, completely switch their style in a series like that and have it work out with those results. So, not a lot of people were giving him credit against Cole, but he really impressed me on that day, and I really think Mondragon is going to have a bit of work for himself in Fenix today.
Yeah, let's move forward and talk a little bit about Mondragon and the differences between, actually, the other big German Zerg, between Mondragon and Cole, I mean, Mondragon has been around since the dawn of time. He's like me, we're dinosaurs, man. And he has experienced the full range of the evolution of StarCraft play. Cole is a little bit newer. I mean, he's comfortable with 12 hatching, and, going 2 hatch Mutalisk against an early expanding Terran. But Mondragon's been around when Terran's early expanded, when 2 hatch was standard, when 2 racks was standard, when 3 racks with a fast +1 upgrade into big 1 base pushes was standard. He was there when mech first came out in the 2002 and 2003 era. Mondragon has seen it all and has that experience. And the games that Fenix won against Cole were games where he was doing early rushes and games where he mech'd. And I think that those are going to be the situations where Mondragon is really going to shine, where he's going to be able to demonstrate how versatile and experienced of a Zerg player he is.
Right. I think his versatility is key. You hit that right on the mark, as he showed that, he called it his quote-unquote $500 strategy that he used against Braddock on Destination to handle mech, and we've never really seen anything like that. Maybe some variation where you do a hidden hatchery, but he actually hidden hatchery into lurkers and then used swarm lurker Hydra to handle mech, and I mean, wow, it really worked. That was an incredible match to play. The other thing to watch, excuse me. The other note I have written down from Mondragon is his defilers in ZVT last week impressed the hell out of me. Whenever there was a defiler and another unit on the screen, that other unit was red because he was throwing plagues out like I've never seen. Anything that walked in range, plague, swarm, and then irradiated, threw it away, got another one. I mean, there were situations where Braddock was moving into attack, and he'd go to attack, and Swarm was already down. Like, he wasn't even reacting. It was like he was pre-acting, which you don't really see often with defilers. So that was really incredible to see. A lot of people saying Fenix's TVZ not as good as Braddock's, so this isn't going to be as interesting a series as last week's. I feel like Fenix is more of a freestyle player, Braddock very mechanical. So I feel like these games could evolve into, those very interesting, strange games with every unit that everyone likes to see.
Yeah, and that's great that there's going to be a lot of plagues going on because once again, it's Valentine's Day weekend. We get some swarms, we get some plagues to sort of spice up a little bit of romance. I mean, I know in my room I have the candles lit, the lights are dimmed, I got some nice fragrance going on. So, I mean, I'm in the mood for a nice romantic series, very passion-intensive. But for first game, it's going to be a little bit calmer. It's going to be Fighting Spirit. It's a standard map. It's not, we're doing Destination and Outsider second, the more unorthodox maps where nutty stuff can go on. But for Fighting Spirit, I think it's going to be a nice, solid game to just get the series off on the foot that both players want. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's just standard play game 1.
Right, I've got to agree with that. Not much to say here. I think Fighting's fair plays like a lot of other four-player maps, ZVT. If you've seen ZVTs on any four-player ramped map, you can probably apply the same principles here. So with that being said, let's not draw it out. Let's see how they start off on game one.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to hop right into the second series of the day. We are going to be watching Fenix versus Mondragon in the PokerStrategy.com Team Liquid Star League round of 8. And ooh, cross positions. Already feeling a little bit happy if I'm in Mondragon's shoes. I mean, if I'm hacking and I know the positions. But I mean, you know, as Zerg cross map's always really good. I mean, we have Mondragon in the top right as the yellow Zerg pieces, and the bottom we got the blue Terran pieces as Fenix.
Right, so just to complete the thought, Terran wants to have quick access to his opponent, so those timing attacks come out that much faster. There's a lot of timing in TVZ where you want to attack before the lurkers are out, before the mutalisks are out, specifically before the defilers are out. Of course, if you're close to your opponent, that all happens a lot more fluidly. And if you're Zerg, you want all those timings to be pushed back. So Mondragon going to be very satisfied in these positions.
Yeah, this is a great spot right now, and I'm just really excited already because we're not seeing any sort of proxies. We're not seeing things wander around into the middle of the map. Players just doing everything nice and normal. We see that Supply Depot on 9. We see the Overlord on 9, and I mean, I'm so excited. I mean, I feel like this is one of those like sci-fi fantasy level epic battles, you know, like two warriors and locked in rage for thousands of years. You know, I just want to see something that like angels and demons like popping out and brimstone and fire. And I'm just here with popcorn talking about Valentine's Day. I mean, I have the best seat in the show.
Maybe, I don't know what to say to that. I'm not on that level yet, but maybe I'll get there when I see what these players are doing. See the barracks going down for it. Yeah. We see the barracks going down at 11 for Fenix. SCV coming out now to scout. Just make sure Mondragon is being honest. No 5 pools or whatnot. We see Mondragon putting down the 12 hatch. I really feel Mondragon learned his lesson last time. He's not going to try 2 hatch mutas. That does not work for him. His German counterpart maybe, but I feel like Mondragon, we're going to see him get to defilers any way he can.
And if we look down in the bottom left at Fenix's main, we see a lot of SCVs queued up right now. That, in my eyes, signals an early expansion. I mean, I don't think he's going to be saving up for some sort of double racks on 16 or something like that. And I do like Mondragon bringing that drone, 2 drones to the expansion, so that way he can kill off any sort of SCV blocking. But that second drone's just going to go ahead and scout happily. And look at Mondragon. Look at this Overlord in the bottom right. That is exactly the sort of stuff that you see a good Zerg player do. The sort of Zerg player who moves his Overlords into a safe position and doesn't get overexcited. A lot of Zerg players just default send straight to the Terran's main, and that ends up backfiring so often. Mondragon only moving that bottom right Overlord when he's confident that it's safe to do so.
So here comes a drone from Mondragon running into a Marine there. Fenix now expanding a little bit late, but not that bad. He's expanding after 1 Marine. Had his SCV gotten into the Zerg main first, I'm confident he would have done that before any Marines, but he just wants to be safe. We see Mondragon now taking his gas around 15, making only 4 Zerglings. I'm waiting to see this. Okay, that's going to be a drone, so no early pressure really from Mondragon thus far. Going to be getting his layer going. We take a look at Fenix's main. He's got Marines pumping out of that first barracks. Second barracks coming up now. So I like this more. This is a more modern TVZ. You get the second barracks very quickly, and we'll see where he takes it from now. From here, if he's going to add a third barracks, add gas, where he's going to go with this.
Okay, and let's go back to this Overlord at the bottom, man. I love this guy. He's like my favorite.
Can't
This
get over
Overlord
it.
has been... I know, but it's so telling of the experience Mondragon has. I mean, we're not quite getting to see it right here, but look at the path that the Overlord took. It was hugging that plateau edge of the bottom right main. So if any Marines were shooting it, he can bounce back and forth between the cliffs and keep the Overlord alive as long as possible. That's something that you only learn through years and years of experience and having that obnoxious player who always tries to kill your Overlord. But Mondragon
I hate that guy.
Yeah, oh god, that guy's he's things that I cannot say on the air because we have children watching. But we don't like him, and, you know, Mondragon definitely can kill that guy, and look at that Overlord. Oh, it's awesome. And as you were saying, everything's very standard in Fenix's base. The nice modern sort of early second barracks going down, and Mondragon having excellent timing on everything, getting that second geyser around 22 food. Everything's looking nifty standard from everybody.
Yeah, it's looking really standard. We've got Zergling speed coming, only a few Zerglings to try to deal with the scout. I like that Mondragon sent the Zerglings all the way down to the main to make sure he's keeping his opponent honest. We don't want someone, you know, expanding and then making 2 barracks off 1 Marine or something like that. So he sends them all down, leaves the scout in his main, leaves 1 Zergling down there, and then brings them back to deal with the scout. I really like that. Now he's making only drones, it looks like, if I take a look at these eggs. Yep. Drones coming out everywhere. I like at Fenix's natural that he's got this 1 supply depot to kind of close that choke in.
Yeah.
I really like that. And whenever I play Terran, I feel like, man, why don't Terrans use their buildings? You have to make these bulky buildings. Might as well make them do something. And that's an example. You know, it can come back to hurt him if lurkers are coming in, but he can just place his bunkers a little bit in front of that. And I really like this, just sealing it up in the early game.
Yeah, and look at the nice little push coming out. I love that comment about how bulky the Terran buildings are, because that's one of the things I hate about playing Terran. That's most uncomfortable for me as someone who mostly plays Zerg. I mean, with Zerg, you just send all your Overlords to the corner, and they just sort of hang out there and cuddle. But I mean, with Terran, like, supply depots take up so much space. You just, like, need to expand to another main quickly just so you can get to enough supply to build an army. It's pretty outrageous. And I mean, look at this Zergling at the front of Mondragon. Look at that timing. Mondragon keeping such a hawk eye on that Zergling, pulling it back without letting it die. And see, that's something that Cole was not doing against Fenix, keeping that Zergling spotter right there. Mondragon bouncing it back and forth a little bit. And uh-oh, looks like Mondragon's going to be swinging around for a little bit of a counterattack.
But Fenix has these 2 fire bats in great position there, and he's actually got stim done. This is looking... Oh, he's got to be careful! Oh, fire bat goes down. Oh, so that was not handled that well. This is going to be really annoying. Looks like Fenix is still moving forward. 3 sunken colonies there for Mondragon, so that's not going to be too effective. And, oh, this is so annoying for Fenix, losing all his reinforcements. He needs to pull a few SCVs, get his rally set up, so that he can live, or else he's going to be in trouble against Mutalisk. Looks like he's going in against the sunken colony. The second one was not morphed, so the first one goes down very quickly. Drones coming in. Fenix needs to get that fire bat working on the drones. Looks like the drones are forced to run away. They give it up. Third sunken colony about to come online, but wow, looks like Fenix has cleaned up his main and he's breaking through. Third sunken colony coming online. That's getting taken out, and Mondragon opted for Mutalisk, so he's going to have a little bit of trouble here while he waits for the long build time of the Mutas to finish, but I don't expect him to lose too much here.
And look, Firebat's running into the main, trying to do a little bit more damage, but he also needs to keep these Mutalisks alive. Look, 1 Mutalisk is down. Looks like he might take out a second one. No, he does not. He manages to take out all the remaining of these little medics coming out, and Fenix getting a little overexcited, sending some Marines there into the fray. But Mondragon, look at his money. He's at 100, 200. He's going to be building Mutalisks. He does not have that many drones at his expansion, not nearly as many as he want to, and that top left expansion has yet to be started. And Fenix queuing up a little bit at his barracks. Looks like he's, you know, a little bit, taken aback by that early attack, feeling a little bit of the adrenaline, getting a little thrown off, but starting to stabilize again. We see those turrets going down, nicely timed, 3 at the expansion. Looks like there's 3 in the main, but ooh, Mondragon picking off that SCV right as it comes in, and ooh, look at this fantastic micro.
Right, Fenix needs to get this turret up to give him some control on that, and it looks like it's 3 HP going to be taken out, SCV taken out now, turret gets taken out, so Fenix really needs to get that up to get control of his barracks. Actually, he doesn't have Marine range, which is a little bit strange. Against 3-hatch Mutalisk, you're supposed to have Marine range at this point. Bit of an oversight for Fenix, and it's really costing him here. Look at his barracks queued up 5 deep there.
Left.
Mondragon
Wow.
just going in. Oh, it looks like it's going to repair, but wow, Fenix taking a lot of unnecessary damage here.
This is very unlike Fenix. I would have expected Fenix to be much, much more solid than this. That range was quite a big error. And also, having no medics back at the main. I mean, those 10 Marines were just hanging out by themselves with no beautiful, sweet, sultry medics to heal them. And that's a real tough spot to be in, especially in this matchup. And one of the barracks does fall. Fenix trying to rebuild another one, but I mean, just a terrible situation. Pretty decent crisis management right now by Fenix. Look that he's built a barracks at his expansion. He wants to make sure that he doesn't lose to anything dumb like that. Mondragon getting a little bit behind in his tech, only just now beginning the Hydralisk Den, and he realizes that he's behind. He's also starting that Queen's Nest. But if we look back in the main, these Mutalisks are still doing tons of damage. Extra barracks trying to go down for Fenix, but he's just not in the spot he wants to be in.
Right. If we compare their advantage by how late their tech is, I feel like Fenix really had it in the early game. Those Mutalisks came out very late as a result of breaking through. And a few Zerglings actually coming in to take out turrets at the natural of Fenix. There's only one turret there remaining. Mondragon can probably drive in, and he's doing a really good job of denying reinforcements here. Just killing off stray Marines, reinforcing with Zerglings. Fenix is in danger of having his natural broken. That bunker is empty, and Fenix cannot get down the ramp as these Mutalisks are just going to pick them off. I really don't know what Fenix is going to do in this situation. All the SCVs going down at the natural.
Oh god, these poor SCVs just trying to hang in there, never giving up, never surrendering, but the front's getting brank at this point in time, so it's a little bit tough for them. Getting the front brank, and I mean, we see those 5 barracks down now for Fenix. Would like to see him upgrading that +1 armor, just setting himself up a little bit for the late game, and he doesn't cancel the factory at the bottom of his base, and it falls without anything coming out of it. All that money's gone to waste, and these Mutalisks still doing phenomenal damage. And look at Mondragon at the top left. Oh yes, indeed, transferring drones. That is just an outstanding job by Mondragon, keeping up this constant pressure. Mutalisks still sniping Marines at the bottom left. Fenix stabilizing a little bit, but ooh, here comes some more Zerglings in, and they are repelled.
Right, I mean, it's a 10-minute mark and you still have Mutaling in your base. We got to get this under control if we're Fenix, or he's going to die to Phase 2, which is Lurkers, or definitely Phase 3, which is Defilers. So Fenix definitely not out of it yet, but really in a bad position. He probably doesn't even want 5 barracks at this point, but that's kind of a byproduct of the pressure he felt. Now pushing out a little bit, these Mutalisks hanging around at 12 o'clock. I'm not sure what this little Marine group is going to be able to do. Okay, it looks like it knows that. Just sitting on the bridge so that no Lurkers get to stroll right into the natural.
Yeah, this is the point in time where you really need to be very, very aggressive with your Marine medic. You've seen Lurker-ling in your base for a long time, Mutaling in your base for a long time. You know Lurkers are going to be a little bit delayed, and you've been at such a disadvantage, but your opponent has not been teching, so you need to get that medic Marine group as far forward as you can, as quickly as possible. And I would just like to state that, for the record, Guardians are going down in the main. Here comes the Greater Spire.
You love that, don't you? But I think more importantly, the Defiler Mound finishing and Consume now done. So we've got a few Lurkers at the natural of Mondragon. I don't believe he's going to be pushing. Are these on hold? No, they're not. Ooh. So the group going to get repelled very quickly. If we take a look at the third of Mondragon, he's got 2 Lurkers there, and they're not right at the ramp. They're a little bit back. So that entire group moving up is going to get completely skewered. So that's not really an option. So Fenix's factory got pushed back so far. Oh, still harass going on by these Mutalisks. He's got to be careful. He wants to keep those as Guardians. But taking a look at the main of Fenix, the factory got pushed back so far that he's putting down 2 starports because he really needs those science vessels out. And even look at the gas. This turret even screwing up SCV gas mining. So everything just going a little wrong for Fenix here.
Yeah, the Manor turret, always something that you'd like to avoid in this matchup. Only now is Fenix getting that +1 armor upgrade. That one could have been done by now had he been calm enough to just continue researching away. And we see a science facility trying to find one. Looks like he might just be going Wraiths. I don't know if he has seen the Guardian threat in the main yet. And if we look in the center of the map, there are the Mutalisks, and they're swinging around to the backside. Defilers at the front of Mondragon's base. Ooh, Fenix scanned it and saw the Defilers. Ugh. I mean, there's very little you can do at this point as Fenix, but you're going to hang in there because we saw Fenix suffer a game like this against Cole, and then he really pulled it together in the following games.
Right, I always feel like even if you're fighting a lost battle, you can practice your micro, you can try to extract information. There's no reason to just give up, and we've seen, how many crazy comebacks have we seen in StarCraft over the years? Like too many to count. So it's never over till it's over. I like that Fenix is putting up the 2 starports for Wraith now, as he's expecting the Guardians to come out now.
And here are the Guardians hitting the natural with 2 Wraiths out just in time. We see some Scourgies working around the backside, but not too many. But oh, look at Mondragon at the left side of the map. I mean, if we see these Guardians down here distracting Fenix, but at the left side is what Mondragon really wants to get done. Look at this small Lurkerling Defiler counterattack. Absolute essential component of every strong Zerg player's mid-game plan. Look at this coming right in, and oh, here comes the swarm. Only Firebats at the front. There is nothing else anywhere in sight, and this might just spell the end of the game right now.
Yeah, and there it is. There's a single G from Fenix.
Yeah, he just said game and just tapped right out.
Just informing everyone. Game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that game, I mean, it clearly didn't go in the direction that Fenix had proposed. But a lot of times in game 1 of a best of 5, you tend to be willing to take a little bit bigger of a risk, especially considering that in a lot of best of 5s, the first and last map are the same. Not in the TSL. There's 5 maps in the map pool. But, that break-in at the front, maybe not something that Fenix had planned out too much, but it's still a good idea to do, because if you can win right then and there, then you can really throw your opponent off and make Mondragon feel even more scared in the remainder of the series. Maybe force him to make extra sunken colonies he didn't want to make, force him to make fewer drones and that sort of thing. And if you screw up and lose, which is what happened in this game, no big deal. You still have a best of 5 left of time in order to swing things back in your direction.
Right, very true. So let's move on and throw up the second map on the screen. We're going to be taking a look at Destination, a map that's really favored mech play in TVC. We've seen it in, throughout Korea, but we've seen it in the TSL lately. And Fenix did it against Cole on Destination, so I feel like he's probably going to open up with the standard mech play that we've seen here. I don't know, is Mondragon going to have a new counter? He's mentioned he needs to come up with his $1,000 build. I don't know. He's probably not going to do the same thing he did against Braddock, just for the simple sake that Fenix has probably seen those games and has an idea in his head of how to counter it.
Yeah, but Mondragon has good intuition, and I think that overall his solid play is going to be more than enough to deal with any sort of standard mech. I think he just likes to have that little extra edge with his build orders because he's comfortable as a player, exploiting the full gamut of possibilities available for Zerg.
Right, I think that's very true, and I think actually we saw that in Game 1, where, he clearly had no idea to be attacking until the 11th minute with Mutiling, but Fenix just didn't get that one turret up guarding his barracks, and Mondragon took advantage, adapted, punished. And that's something he's really shown us throughout the TSL and throughout, years of StarCraft seeing him. So Fenix is going to have a very tight and strong mech play to take down Mondragon on Game 2 Destination. Let's get right into it right now.